That is the motto women should constantly repeat over and over again. Good for her, not for me. I want to be around people that do things. I don't want to be around people anymore that judge or talk about what people do. I want to be around people that dream and support and do things. I think we should stop asking people in their 20s what they want to do and start asking them what they don't want to do. You do it because the doing of it is the thing. The doing is the thing. The talking and worrying and thinking is not the thing. However, if you do start crying in an argument and someone asks why, you can always say, I'm just crying because of how wrong you are. People are their most beautiful when they are laughing, crying, dancing, playing, telling the truth, and being chased in a fun way. Saying yes doesn't mean I don't know how to say no, and saying please doesn't mean I am waiting for permission. The only way we will survive is by being kind. The only way we can get by in this world is through the help we receive from others. No one can do it alone, no matter how great the machines are. Telling me to relax or smile when I'm angry is like bringing a birthday cake into an ape sanctuary. You're just asking to get your nose and genitals bitten off. Decide what your currency is early. Let go of what you will never have. People who do this are happier and sexier. You have to care about your work but not about the result. You have to care about how good you are and how good you feel, but not about how good people think you are or how good people think you look. A lot of people don't know I am always this fucking closey to doing some crazy shit. It takes years as a woman to unlearn what you have been taught to be sorry for. It takes years to find your voice and seize your real estate. It takes years as a woman to unlearn what you have been taught to be sorry for. Watching great people do what you love is a good way to start learning how to do it yourself. How a person treats their waitress is a great indication of their character. Anger and embarrassment are often neighbors. It's never overreacting to ask for what you want and need. You have to be where you are to get where you need to go. If you can dance and be free and not embarrassed, you can rule the world. I believe great people do things before they are ready. Sticking up for ourselves in the same way we would one of our friends is a hard but satisfying thing to do. Sometimes it works. Great people do things before they're ready. They do things before they know they can do it. Emotions are like passing storms, and you have to remind yourself that it won't rain forever. You just have to sit down and watch it pour outside, and then peek your head out when it looks dry. Going from crying to laughing, that fast and hard happens, maybe 5 times in your life, and that extreme right turn is the reason why we are alive, and I believe it extends our life by many years. I don't think a man who is 15 years younger than me should tell me he is proud of me unless he is my sober coach or my time travel dad. A person's tragedy does not make up their entire life. A story carves deep grooves into our brains each time we tell it, but we aren't one story. We can change our stories. A person's tragedy does not make up their entire life. A story carves deep grooves into our brains each time we tell it, but we aren't one story. We can change our stories. We can write our own. The truth is, writing is this: hard and boring, and occasionally great, but usually not. It's easier to be brave when you're not alone. I have the Angelina Jolie of vaginas. Dancing is the great equalizer. It gets people out of their heads and into their bodies. I think if you can dance and be free and not embarrassed, you can rule the world. Your career and your passion don't always match up. I am introducing a new idea. Try to care less. Practice ambivalence. Learn to let go of wanting it. You can only move if you are actually in the moment. You have to be where you are to get where you need to go. People are very bad and very good. A little love goes a long way. Too often, we women try to tackle chaos that is not ours to fix. It's important to know when it's time to turn in your kazoo. Girls, if a boy says something that isn't funny, you don't have to laugh. Apologies have nothing to do with you. They are balloons in the sky. They may never land. They may even choke a bird. Fighting aging is like the war on drugs. It's expensive, does more harm than good, and has been proven to never end. Wordsworth also said that the best part of a person's life is his little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love. Treat your career like a bad boyfriend. Your career won't take care of you. It won't call you back or introduce you to its parents. Your career will openly flirt with other people while you are around. Emotions are like passing storms, and you have to remind yourself that it won't rain forever. Because remember, the talking about the thing isn't the thing, the doing of the thing is the thing. Go back to the Dalai Lama. He says, I think technology has really increased human ability, but technology cannot produce compassion. Shame is difficult. It's a weapon and a signal. It can paralyze or motivate. My friend Louis C.K. likes to say that guilt is an intersection. Getting out of it means making a choice and moving forward. If you ever want to see heaven, watch a bunch of young girls play. They are all sweat and skinned knees, energy and open faces. Symmetry is pleasing, but not as sexy. Einstein is cool, but Picasso knows what I'm talking about. Depending on your career is like eating cake for breakfast and wondering why you start crying an hour later. I don't like it when bratty, privileged old white guys speak to me like I am their mouthy niece. I am interested in people who swim in the deep end. I want to have conversations about real things with people who have experienced real things. I'm tired of talking about movies and gossiping about friends. Your brain is not your friend when you need to apologize. Your brain and your ego and your intellect all remind you of the facts. Also, even though I'm bossy, I like being told what to do by people who are smarter and more interesting than me. I think middle age begins once you start looking forward to eating dinner before 6:30, or when you call the cops when your next door neighbor has a party. You don't even want to find out what I would do. A lot of people don't know I am always this fucking closey to doing some crazy shit. I know how good I am at bemoaning my process and pretending I don't care, so that my final product will seem totally natural and part of my essence, and not something I sweated for months and years